Hey guys, how's everyone doing today? I'm Andrea Bogart. Welcome to a 45-minute mindful yoga flow. Today, this practice is going to be a grounding practice, really connecting to our sense of inner peace. So overall, it'll be a kind of gentle flow, but with some long holds. So get ready for that. And as always, just listen to your bodies, modify as needed, challenge where you want to. I'll offer some of that up for you guys, and if there's something that I'm not offering, always feel free to take it. All right, guys, so we're going to crawl into child's pose. So take the knees wide apart on your mat, draw the sit bones back to the heels, extend the arms forward. Let the forehead relax down. And as you feel your body supported by the earth here, you start to connect to your breath. Full breath in through the nose. Big exhale, sigh it out. Few rounds of breath just like that. In through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. One more time. In through the nose. Full expansive inhale. Open mouth, sigh it out. And then gently just let your lips press together and we'll start to find our Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Still finding that richness and that balance in your breath, equal flow, in through the nose and out through the nose. And then gently just start to walk both hands over to the left side of your mat, feeling a little more spaciousness through each rib cage on that right side. If it feels good to stack your right palm on top of your left, you can do that. Just breathing in and out through the nose, connecting to your breath, connecting to the earth. And then gently walk your hands through center and over to the right side of your mat, either stacking that left hand on top or just keeping the hands spaced apart, either way. And then gently bring it right back down the middle. Let the forehead kiss the earth. If that feels strenuous on your neck or your back, you could always use your fist here, a block, a sweatshirt, a towel. And just remind yourself, child's pose is a resting posture. So if at any point throughout this practice you need a little rest, you can always drop into child's pose and join back in when you're ready. Then gently just pull yourself back up to all fours. We're going to keep the knees sort of, a little bit wider apart like we had in child's pose here. We're going to just move through a cat-cow and like an elevator motion moving through child's pose as well. So start with an inhale, take an arch through that spine, draw the chest and sit bones up. And as we exhale, press through the earth, round through the spine, and then start to draw the sit bones back to the heels. Now release the forearms down to the earth. Press through the forearms into the palms and press right back up, inhaling to cow pose. Exhale, round, drop the sit bones back to the heels, child's pose. Release the elbows, press through the forearms, inhale up to cow. And exhale, round, draw the sit bones back. Good, and now we're just going to reverse that. So from our child's pose, we're going to round up into our kept pose. Arch the spine. Inhale into cow. And then draw the sit bones back in your arched position until you let the head relax down. Good. Round up. Inhale in through our arch. Draw the sit bones back. Exhale down. Last time. Round it up. Inhale to arch. Exhale, draw the sit bones back. You feel my elevator motion there? Exhale, release it down. Gently come right back up to all fours. We're going to tuck our toes, lift our hips, and come right into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right away, as we press evenly through the palms, let the head have a gentle shake, yes and no. Releasing any neck tension you might have. Just shake it out nice and easy. And then inhale, both heels up nice and high. Bend your right knee deep and extend your left heel towards the earth. Breathe here, and then even let your right knee kind of cross over towards that left knee a little bit and just feel that through your outer right hip socket. Good, both heels lift up high, inhale. Exhale, reverse. Left knee bends, right heel extends to the earth. And then even just let that knee cross a bit here, feeling that. Just notice where you feel that and the sensations that are arriving in the body. And then inhale, both heels up high. Release both heels down to the earth. Inhale, both heels up high. We're going to release both heels to the left, so you end up sort of in a heel-toe stance here, pressing evenly through the palms. Inhale, both heels reach high. Reverse to the right. Good. And then inhale, both heels up nice and high. Bend the knees really deep, and then pull the knees back down to the earth and come right back into all fours. Gorgeous. Extend your right foot straight back behind you. You're going to cross that right foot behind the left knee. And then take a gaze down your left shoulder to find that right heel. Again, just feeling the connection of your hands pressing into the earth supporting into the hands. And then gently shift that right foot back, spin that outer heel down, and now we're stacked up, left knee, left hip, nice alignment, right shoulder, right wrist, and then start to peel that right arm up to the sky. I am grounding down through my long right leg, through that outer heel. And I'm using that as stability to create balance. You use your full cycle of breath here. For those of you who want a little more intensity, just start to elevate that right leg up. Right heel is an extension from our right hip. You want a little more, you can always take that top arm up and over the ear and spin that palm towards your face. Good. Gently bring the arm back up, the foot comes down, everything comes back to all fours. We'll reverse into the left side. Inhale, left leg straight back. We'll cross that toe behind the right. Take a peek down your right shoulder to find the left toes. You should feel this across your left side body. A little deeper stretch here. Good. Then I'm going to have my back to you for a second. So left heel extends. Spin that heel down. I'm using that as support as I peel that left arm, left hip point up towards the sky. And this alignment that we're looking for on the earth is the right shoulder, right wrist, right hip, right knee. When that's aligned, it should be accessible to float that leg up. You can always extend that top arm up and over the ear, just feeling extension throughout your body as you deeply connect to your breath. Left arm back up to the sky, everything comes back down to all fours. Beautiful. We're going to tuck our toes. Draw your sit bones back to your heels. Roll the shoulders down your back. Right now we're getting a deep stretch through the arches and our feet. So if your toes are untucked, you're just missing out on that juicy stretch through your feet here. And it's pretty intense through the big toe mounds. You can always keep the fingertips forward if it feels a little too intense. And I like to grab a little wrist stretch here. So just twirl the wrists around one way and then the other. And then gently shift your way back into all fours. Uncurl the toes and just give those toes a little gentle tap out. Awesome. Then we're going to tuck our toes, lift our hips, come right back into downward facing dog. 3 breaths right here just to finesse yourself into your down dog. I like my downward facing dog to feel a little bit like a home base. If you're really sticky through your low back and tight through the hamstrings, a wider stance can be supportive for you, a little soft bend in the knees. Okay, so just listen to your bodies, again, modifying as needed. Inhale, heels up nice and high. Bend the knees, empty out the breath, and just walk the feet up to the hands, keep them hip distance apart. Inhale, lift your heart halfway. Exhale, fold it back in. Inhale, lift your heart halfway. You want to find a flat back here. Exhale, fold it back in. Once more, inhale, lift halfway. If your hands don't quite reach the earth, you can always slide them up the sides of your shins. Or use blocks if you have those. Exhale, release it down. Bend your knees deep, draw the navel in and roll it up slowly, vertebra by vertebra, just standing mountain nice and tall. Roll the shoulders down your back. You keep a nice little subtle bend in your knees, just slightly. Inhale, sweep the arms up tall. Exhale, dive and fold, let it go. Inhale, lift your heart halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold it back in. Sweep the arms high. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, a nice half sun salutation. Let's do one more of those. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift your heart halfway. Exhale, fold. Press through the heels, reach to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Gorgeous. Inhale, sweep the hands behind your low back. Roll the shoulders back, lift your heart. We're just going to take a little bit deeper neck stretch. Release that left ear to the left shoulder. You can press your palms together if that feels okay. You can also just release and have that interlace. And then just take your chin to chest and reverse to the other side. Right ear, right shoulder. And then gently release the chin to the chest. Release the hands, bring the head back up through neutral, sweep the arms high, inhale. Exhale, goal post your arms, release that thoracic spine now, shoulder blades draw together, collarbone smile towards the sky. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, dive and fold, let it go. Inhale, lift your heart halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step your left foot way back into a low lunge. Good, we're going to stay nice and rooted here. Fingertips connected to the earth, right hip drawing down and back towards that left inner thigh. Good, we're going to add a little dynamic movement here. So inhale as we lunge forward. Exhale, start to straighten through the back leg and the front leg. Inhale, draw the knee forward, lunge. Exhale, shift front leg straight, shift back. Once more, inhale, draw forward. And exhale, shift it up and back. Inhale, back forward, release your left knee to the earth, sweep the arms up high for Anjaneyasana. Getting a nice deep stretch through that left psoas. Hinging as much as you want into this lunge. I've uncurled my back toes. And then grab onto your right wrist and just reach up and over to the left here. Good, and then we'll switch. Just grab onto that left wrist and reach up and over to the right. Beautiful, gently release the hands all the way back down to the earth. Retuck your back toes, fly the left knee off the mat. Start to come lighter in those fingertips, and for additional challenge, you can sweep the arms along your side body. Hold it here for 3. Last 2. Last 1. Release the fingertips down. Take a rock step forward. Left foot meets the right. Inhale, lift your heart halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the hands, right foot steps way back into that low lunge. We have a few breaths here, just firing up the legs. Left hip again is anchoring towards that right inner thigh. Heart is forward. Breathing into our sense of peace. And just allowing each breath to ground us, whatever that feels like for you. Adding that dynamic movement. Inhale, we're in our lunge. Exhale, press the front leg straight and shift back. Inhale, draw it forward. And exhale, send it back. Your front leg may or may not go fully straight. And if you have blocks and you need them, place them on either side of your hands here and use that for extension. Inhale one more time, back into that lunge. Exhale, straighten through that front leg. Lift the toes if that feels good. Inhale back into our lunge. Release your right knee down. Sweep the arms up for Anjaneyasana. Breathe here. Good, and we'll grab that wrist stretch again. Hang on to your right wrist. Reach up and over to the right. Left rather. And then reverse. Grab onto that left wrist and reach up and over to the right. Getting a lot of space through our ribs today. Creating more space for that breath. Exhale, release the hands down. Retuck your right toes, fly the right knee off the mat. Pop up to the fingertips. You can stay right here for less intensity. Sweep the arms up along your side for more intensity. Take that gaze out beyond the front edge of your mat so you have a long neck with your spine. Good, this time we're gonna release the hands down. We're gonna step back to high plank position, top of a push-up. Adding some stability here, heart forward. Heels lengthening you back. Feel the thighs firing. Breathe into it. If you need to modify, just release your knees down to the earth. For 3. Last 2. Last 1. Everyone release your knees down. Uncurl the toes. Wrap your elbows in and lower halfway. Modified Chaturanga. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Release the belly to the earth. Uncurl the toes. Press up Baby Cobra. Bhujangasana. Inhale. Exhale, forehead down. Press through the palms evenly. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, Baby Cobra. Exhale, release it down. Once more, inhale, Cobra. And exhale, release it down. Press up to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Thighs are lifted off the earth if that's available. Roll the shoulders back. Take a peek over your right shoulder. Back down the middle. Over the left shoulder. Back down the middle. Lift your hips. Send it back. Downward facing dog. 3 deep cycles of breath here. In through the nose and out through the nose. When we think of grounding our bodies and our minds and our spirits, I think of peace. So our theme sort of goes hand in hand together. And just having peaceful thoughts, allowing the breath to really slow us down, and just connect. Really yoke that connection of our mind, body, spirit together. Inhale our right leg up to the sky. Exhale, draw it in, knee to nose. Inhale, stretch it up and back. Exhale, lightly step it through Warrior 1. Back heel releases down, sweep the arms high. Warrior 1, we want to feel that heel to heel stance. Arms are extending and reaching while the tops of our shoulders are just soft away from the ears. So not crunched up in the ears, but a little softness there. Virabhadrasana 1, just a nice long hold here. 3 breaths. Good. If you want to add a little arch back, press the palms together. Keep the index finger out. Feel a lift through the upper back. Finding that upper back bend stretch. Beautiful. Exhale, release the hands all the way down and step it back to high plank. Move through your vinyasa. I'm going to modify my first one to show you what it feels like with the knees. Release the knees down. Lower halfway. Tummy comes to the floor. I peel up Baby Cobra. I come back down. I tuck my toes. I use my knees to press up to that modified Chaturanga, or plank rather. Lift the hips and send it back downward facing dog. Whether you use your knees or not is not super important. It's about modifying where you need to for your body. If you're working on that upper body strength, it's good to use the knees until you can build that strength so you can lower down without shrugging into the shoulders. Take an inhale here and rise up with our left leg. Exhale, bring it in, knee to nose. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, lightly step it through. Warrior one, back heel releases down, sweep the arms up. Virabhadrasana one. Hope you're all feeling like strong warriors today. Grounded in your breath, peaceful in your minds. Our left hip is drawing back. Our right hip is working its way forward. We're deep as you want to be into that lunge. If you took that upper back bend, press the palms together and then start to lift from the upper back. Come back up through neutral. Exhale, release the hands down. Step it back, moving through your vinyasa. Shoulders over wrist, bend the arms. Flip over the toes to cobra or upward facing dog. Send it back as you lift the hips. Flip over the toes, down dog. Inhale, heels high. Bend the knees, empty out the breath. Walk or hop, feet to hands. Inhale, lift your heart halfway. Exhale, fold. Rise all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Beautiful. Bring your hands to your hips. And we're going to step out wide on our mat. So you can face the camera, the monitor, whatever you're watching this on. And then toes face directly forward, hands on our waist. Okay, and we're just going to move through both sides in our warriors and do some balance postures here. Float the arms up. Inhale. And then we're going to rotate left toes forward, back heel kicks a little longer, and bend that knee deep into warrior two. And sometimes I have to sort of wiggle my feet apart. Just so we keep that left knee stacked on the left ankle, wrapping the thigh under, lined up with that middle toe. If it feels good to close your eyes here, it's a beautiful way to just connect to your breath. Folding in our layers to our yoga tree, our dharana, sense of concentration, dhyana, that mindful meditation. Blink the eyes open, inhale, sweep the arms up high. Straighten through that front leg, split the arms, bend the knee right back into warrior two. Bring that left elbow to your thigh, top arm up and over that ear for a modified side angle. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing great. Breathe into anything that feels a little sticky. Sometimes moving slower is even more challenging. So just notice how that feels for you in your practice. Good, inhale back up through warrior two. Reverse the warrior, flip that front palm up, glide that backhand down your thigh, inhale. Good, come back through warrior two. We're gonna straighten through that front leg and let it become triangle pose. Left hand comes down, right arm up to the sky. We're rotating, expanding through our collarbones, feeling four sides of the spine really lift out from the hips. You can let this hand come all the way to the earth behind you. A block right here would be great. You can let it gently rest into your shin. Just make sure you're paying attention to that little whisper of a bend behind your knee. Gaze can be down if your neck's feeling a little sticky, to the side, or all the way up to the hand. Good, and then from here, we're going to take flight into our warrior three, or sorry, not warrior three, Ardha Chandrasana, our half moon. Right hand comes down to our right hip. Look forward, bend into the knee, shift the hand forward, start to sail that back leg up. When you're ready, elevate it up. And then right hand can stay on your hip or come up to the sky at any point you're ready. And then for a deeper challenge, I'm going to start to walk my gaze towards the side. Breathe into that. Beautiful. Slowly, mindfully, we're going to make our way back into Warrior Two. How graceful can we get there? Beautiful. Bring the hands to the waist, straighten through the front leg, rotate left toes to meet the right side of the room, and then sweep the arms high. Inhale. Exhale, interlace the hands behind the low back, roll the shoulders back, lift your heart, and then bow forward. Pastarita Padottanasana, crown of the head lengthens to the earth. Arms are rolling up and over. If this interlace felt too strenuous on the body, you can always use a towel here or your t-shirt or strap. Just breathing, feeling your way through this, hugging the outer hips in. Gently start to release the hands down to the earth, welcome out. And then we're going to turn both toes out and come into Skandasana on the left side. So you'll start to bend into that left knee nice and deep, rotate the right toes up towards the sky. Fingertips are here for stability. If you want a little more intensity, fly your left hand out. Feel that resistance of elbow pressing into the knee and right arm up to the sky. Good, and then for a deeper challenge, hands can come to the heart center, moving through the middle with your hands lifted, or you can keep your hands down. Walk through center, shift over to that right side. The knee is bent, left toes flip up. Fingertips down for support and balance, or maybe finding that little twist opening here. Right elbow pressing into that inner knee. Breathing into your body. Feeling very peaceful. I hope you guys are too. Both hands come down or back to the heart center. Press up to the middle. We're in a nice deep lunge here. Lift your heart. You can always use your hands on your inner thighs if you need more support. Toes are still turned out. Then sweep the arms up high. Inhale. Rotate the toes back forward. Bring the hands back to the waist. Exhale. Good. We're going to turn this whole party around now. So right toes come out. Back heel kicks a little longer, and find your Warrior Two on your right side. Sinking as deep as you want into that lunge. Ideally, we're trying to go for that 90-degree angle. And then I have to check in with my arms a lot. Notice if you're really pressing the arms so locked out, so stiff and straight. So you can just find a little softness there, like they're just resting on the top of water. If it felt good to close your eyes on the other side, you can do that on this side too. Good, and we'll bring that right elbow to your thigh for a modified side angle. Left arm sweeps up and over that ear. Keeping that bottom shoulder out of the ear. You're pressing, you have a little buoyancy from the elbow into the knee. Beautiful. Inhale back up through our Warrior Two. Hang on to it. Flip that front palm up, reverse your Warrior. Reach up and reach back. Deep side body stretch. Come back through your Warrior Two. Straighten through that front leg. And then we'll shift into Triangle Pose. So shift over that front hip. Right hand comes down, left arm up to the sky. And again, you can create a little whisper of a bend behind this knee by just pressing into your front big toe mound. Feel the expansion of four sides of your spine. And all this space across your chest. Good, from here we're going to take flight again into our half moon. Left hand comes to your hip. Look down to your left right toes. Shift that right fingertip forward. Drag that foot up until it elevates. Again, if you need to modify this at all, you can always stay in Triangle Pose for a bit longer. Left arm comes up to the sky. And then maybe you play with dancing your gaze towards the side, which definitely adds a layer of balance challenge. Staying so connected to our breath and feeling our roots deeply planting through the earth. Slowly, mindfully, we make our way back into Warrior Two. Hold it here for a few breaths. You're doing great, guys. This time, straighten through both legs and bring both arms up. Inhale. Rotate your right toes again to meet the left. Bring the hands to the waist this time. Roll the shoulders back. You can draw those shoulder blades together. Take an inhale to extend the spine. And then exhale, fold it forward. And then take your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toes. I lost my AirPod. And then just fold in here, hooking the big toes, drawing the elbows out wide. Shoulders working away from the earth as the crown of the head tries to connect to the earth. And then just notice if your legs are kind of hanging out and see if you can invite them to energize. So you feel your quads lifting off your kneecaps and you feel the outer hips really hugging in. If you wanted to play with an inversion here, this is a great place to head into a tripod headstand. If that makes sense at all for you, you can do that. I'm not going to do it today, but I'll do a little setup. I bring my palms back, pressing my palms evenly into the earth, and then drop the forehead down to the earth. And if that feels safe, you can float the legs up into your headstand. If you're not inverting today, just walk the hands forward. Bend the knees nice and deep, drop the sit bones back. Feel a nice deep hip stretch here. Gently straighten back up through the legs. Bring the hands on an inhale up to the waist. And we'll gently just walk the feet together. Beautiful job, everybody. Come back to the front edge of your mat. We're going to sit into deep squat, Utkatasana chair pose. Feet can be spaced apart. If you have a sticky low back or you're pregnant, I would modify like this. If you want traditional, just have the toes and the feet together with a little sliver of space between the heels. Drop the sit bones back. Reach the arms high, bend those knees. Holding a nice deep hold in our Utkatasana chair with the weight shifting back through the heels. See if all 10 toes can just gently float up off the earth. Creating some great leg strength here. Lifting that heart. Feeling the extension through our upper outer arms. Last 3 breaths. You got this. Hang on to it for 3. Maybe sit a little lower. 2. Rise all the way up to stand. Inhale. Goal post those arms. Exhale. Sweep the arms back up high. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift your heart halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Plant the hands. Step or walk it back to high plank. If you shoot the legs back, you would go straight to bent arms, Chaturanga. And then bend your arms. Peel over those toes to up upper cobra. Use your hips, send it back, downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha. We're going to take a lion's breath here. So take a full deep inhale through the nose. As you exhale, stick your tongue out as far as you can. Hiss the breath out. One more time, inhale, lift your, inhale, take a deep breath in. Stick your tongue out. Hiss it out. Gave myself a chuckle there. Inhale forward to plank, top of a push-up. Good. Strong and steady here. You can stay right here. You can modify with your knees if you need to. We're going to take the left foot out to the side and back in. Right foot out and back in. Left foot out and back in. Right foot out, back in. Just 4 more. Left and right and left and right. Those are hard, aren't they? Release your knees down to the earth. Hug the elbows, and we have 3 Chaturanga push-ups modified on our knees. Lower down and press up. Lower down, press up. You got this. Lower down and press up. Release your tummy all the way down to the earth. Uncurl the toes. We're going to come right into locust, Shalabhasana. Interlace the hands behind your low back. If that's too much, let them float along your side body. Rotate the shoulders back, lift the legs, lift the chest. Again, you want to keep that gaze forward so you have your long neck and spine here. Think of your chin still kind of giving an air kiss to the mat. Last 3 breaths. This is a great low back strengthener if you have sticky low back at all. I tend to have a sticky low back. Exhale, release this down. Turn your left cheek to the earth. Give your hips a little shake out. Take a moment. If your mind has wandered off or you feel there's still these swirling thoughts happening, see if you can just soften. Let your breath be such a useful tool. You just calm anything that feels like it's a little chaos or moving too quickly. And we're going to come right into bow pose down Urasana. Draw the heels towards your sit bones. Reach back and find the tops of the feet. I like to flex my toes to press the feet into the hands as I lift the chest. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other. You're going to find that place where you can still breathe, which is a little tricky in this one. One more breath, you got this. Beautiful, release that down. Shake the legs out, turn your right cheek to the earth, give the hips a little shake out. And take a moment right here to just feel, again, this connection to the floor, to the earth beneath us. And you trust that you're so supported by the earth, so supported by the universe, so supported by whatever your spiritual beliefs are. That sense of peace is always there for us. And gently come up to your forearms for Sphinx pose. Roll the shoulders down your back. We're going to crawl into Dolphin this morning. So roll the shoulders back, tuck your toes. You're going to lift your hips up off the mat. You can stay modified right here for a moment in this forearm plank. If you want a little more intensity, fly the knees off the mat. Just going to take one more little static hold, creating that core stability and a strong spine for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees, lower the hips. Come into Sphinx pose, roll the shoulders down your back, pull that heart forward. Take a breath, and then we'll head into Dolphin pose. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Start to walk the toes all the way up towards your elbows, essentially creating that down dog position on our forearms. Release your gaze back towards your heels. And just hang out here, pressing through the forearms, lifting the tops of the shoulders away from the mat for 3. Last 2. Last 1. Gently release the knees down to the earth. Press back into child's pose. Big breath in, big breath out. Good, and then gently come back up to all fours. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Inhale the heels high, then the knees deep. And now this time just walk your hands back to your feet. Release the head here. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Rise all the way up to stand. Inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Good. Then from here, we're just going to take a standing posture. Take figure 4, right knee comes up to the chest, cross that ankle over the thigh, drop the sit bones back evenly. And I'm going to give you guys an option. You can stay right here in your figure 4. If you want to add on a warrior 3 today, you are welcome to head there. I will do that so you have a demonstration. So either stay here and just play with your balance or bring the knee back up to the chest. Kick that heel straight back, neutral hips. A shorter hold here. Might be the only flight some of us take for a while, so enjoy it. Your warrior 3. Bring the knee back up to the chest, stretch the arms high. If you're in your figure 4, come out of it and kick that leg out for 3, 2, 1. Release it all down. Nice work, everybody. Let's try that on the other side. Right foot roots down, left knee comes up. Cross that ankle over the thigh. Drop the sit bones back evenly like we would for Utkatasana chair pose. If you're taking flight with me into our warrior 3, bring the knee to the chest. Shoot that heel straight back as you tilt the body forward. You can really make it an airplane if you want by flying those airplane arms out. Bring the knee back up to the chest. Join me if you were in your figure 4. Kick that leg out for 3, 2, 1. Release it down. Whoo, shake that out. Roll the shoulders back a few times. Good. And then let's come into Malasana. And deep yogi squat here. Toes about mat width apart. Drop the elbows to the inner knees. Lift your heart here. Breathe into your body for 3, 2, 1. You can stay here a little longer. If any of you want to play with crow pose, Bakasana, spread the hands down evenly. Lift the knees high into the bridge of the arms. You might play with one toe at a time, or maybe both toes. That's just if you want to play with a little arm balance today. No pressure to go anywhere. But that challenge is always there for you if you want it. Last 2 breaths. Then gently release the hands behind you. We're going to come right into a wide-legged straddle. So stretch the legs out nice and wide. Feel the inner thighs roll back. Draw the toes back. Fly the arms up. Inhale. And then for an added challenge, you can just release the hands straight down for a little less intensity. Sorry, I said that backwards. Or continue to keep the arms out along your sides. Your ears, rather. Find that place that feels a little challenging. And then let the arms float down. And just gently melt into this. Again, if you're really sticky through your back or your hamstrings or your inner thighs here, you could elevate your sit bones, your butt, a little bit on a towel or a sweatshirt. And that would help. If you feel your back really doing this, see if you can't just stay up a little higher. Pull your heart forward. Keep your spine a little longer. One more breath. One more breath. And then gently bring your soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana and seated. You can grab onto the ankles or on the outside of the toes. Let the knees feel heavy. Draw the heart forward and fold over the legs here. Roll up from this. I'm going to bring the knees together. Turn yourself so you're a long ways back on your mat. And then roll yourself down vertebra by vertebra. For any of you who want a little energizing pose right now, if you're getting ready for bed, I would skip this part. But if you're in the middle of your day or your morning, you can add a bridge pose here. Lifting up through the hips. You can roll out the arms. You can even use those as support to drive the hips up a little higher. Feel the inner thighs spinning towards the earth. And gently lower yourself down. Come into happy baby. Float the legs up. Grab onto the outer edges of the heels. Elbows on the inside of the knees. And then some motion side to side. If it feels good to stretch one leg out at a time, you can play with that and call that my Jackie Chan. I feel like a karate master. And gently hug both knees back into the chest. Just circle the knees around, massaging that sacrum. And we'll take one final supine twist. Keep your right knee held in. Extend your left foot to the earth. Right arm opens up, ground down with that shoulder, and then let the knee fall across your body. As deep as you want to take this, the knee might touch the floor, keeping that shoulder rooted down. It may not. And then feel a sensation of driving your right hip point to your left heel. Still so connected to your breath, their sense of peace and grounding our bodies. Reverse into the other side. Left knee hugs in, left arm out to a T. And let that right hand carry your knee across the body. Each inhale and exhale, just softening you a bit more, heading towards our Shavasana. Come back through the middle. If there's anything else your body is calling for before you head into Shavasana, please feel free to take it. Otherwise, hug those knees in and take the biggest breath of air. Curl yourself into a tiny little ball. As you exhale, let everything flop open, heavy to the earth. Legs feel heavy, arms feel heavy. Really just allowing the body to sink and melt through the earth. Take this sense of peace and contentment and groundedness. Let it wash over you fully into this most peaceful state, Shavasana. You're welcome to stay here for as long as you'd like. If you're ready to join me and close the practice, just start to wiggle the fingers a little on the toes. Deepen your breath. Maybe extending the arms up overhead, just fully reawakening the body. Stretch. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Rolling over to your right side, pausing there for just a moment. And gently press yourself all the way back up to seated, keeping the eyes closed. Sit up nice and tall. And just take a moment to notice. Notice whatever it is you're feeling from your practice, from the 45 minutes that you carved out just for you today. Take one last deep inhale together and sigh it heavy out. Bring your hands into your heart center, thanking yourself for just showing up. Thank yourself for this sense of peace that you cultivated. And see if it's a feeling that can be with you for the rest of your day and into a beautiful week. I thank you guys truly for sharing space with me. It's such an honor and a privilege. The divine light in me shares and honors that same divine light in you. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. Lovely to have you here. I hope to see you again soon. I'm Andrea Bogart.